Good afternoon, everyone. Um, my name is Dr. MK Abba, and I'm the head of Learning Center at Intelbox Solutions Limited here in Abuja. So Intelbox Solutions is a tech company that has like unraveling that has an unrelenting drive for the implementation and exploration of digital innovations in this current time as we are at the moment. So Intelbox it has two arms. It has two arms. We have the learning center arm and we have the project and research arm. So as the name implies, the learning center arm deals with tech capacity development, so in various aspects. And the projects and research itself, just as the name also implies, it also has to do with dealing with the current dynamics in the ecosystem of the tech industry because it's always morphing, it's always changing. So we have to keep tabs on that and pick it up and actually push forward and have that kind of that kind of drive to see that we've reached that actualization. So given that we have like a solution, we are solution providers to different companies, different technologies. So as we know, technology has gone above and beyond right now. And currently, if you remember in the past, even to just switch on your TV, you have to get up physically to go and do it. But now things have changed. You even using gestures now, you can perform several tasks, complex tasks. So this is all about the research and the technological advancements that we have at the moment. And so we have at our core the human capacity development, which is always geared towards seeing that we are competitive in this world and trying to reach our younger audience, younger people, younger minds, to give them that fortitude to be able to compete in today's world, to give them the life skills that are required to be relevant, to be the next inventors, to open up their minds, to give them that creativity, to have that wherewithal to actually progress and sit and think critically, depending on wherever they find themselves and whatever it is that they want to do. As I said, key to our successes is our ability to see if we can push past that dichotomy or that kind of stereotype that, oh, we can actually do this. So, as we've always said, one of our key motives is don't be limited by just thinking within the confines of common sense. I said it could, because it's good, but sometimes you just have to push the envelope, push the needle, think beyond that which your mind can conceive at the moment. So we are only limited by our imaginations, as we've always preached as Intelbox. So we came here for the purpose of trying to see where we can. We just made a demonstration of some of the systems that we are actually looking at, some of the projects that we are working on, the embedded systems and IoT. IoT is Internet of Things. So nowadays we are all connected in everything, in your pockets, in your purse, in your wrists, sometimes in your ears, and what have you. So we are in that zone. So why not leverage what we have and see that we kind of make our lives easier in a way that we can leverage the technological advancements going on at the moment. So we are working on several projects as it is right now, and we have demonstrated a few of them already. And right now we are always open for collaborations because of we have collaborated with several research institutions, industry, to come up with fundamental and applied research in the areas of software engineering, cybersecurity, as well as energy systems. So I would like to invite our Chief Technical Officer, person of Mr. Donald, to come and talk about the embedded system itself and how we can apply it. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Okay, I keep the mask on. So my name is Donald. I'm from Intelbox. So like Dr. Anthony has said, essentially what we're trying to do is to bridge the gap between what people learn in school and what obtains in the real world. So we have realized that there's a very huge gap in the area of the built environment. So around things like embedded systems, IoT, AI, machine learning, augmented reality, and virtual reality. So what we are currently working on now is to see how we can collaborate with academic institutions to build that multidisciplinary research. We have built a few prototypes around IoT for industrial control and for home control and for medical imaging and biomedical equipment as well. So we're not saying that you should come and buy our products, essentially, no. We're saying that we can collaborate from the industry to the academia and come up with solutions to our own problems here in Africa. So if you have time, I mean, you can go to the exhibition stand and have a look at what we have done and we have exhibited. And we have proven that using inexpensive technologies, people around, capacity and resources from Nigerian universities, we're able to build solutions to our own problems. So we have a few products. We didn't prepare for a presentation here, but we have software that we're exhibiting. So if you have time after your workshop, you can come to the stand and have a look. And then let's see how we can work together, industry and academia, to solve problems in Africa, essentially. So that's the whole thing.
Maybe you can ask colleagues if they have questions.
All right, thank you very much, Intelbox. Are there questions for our presenters from online or from those who are actually physically present? Questions? Requests? Anyone raising up? All right. What we can assure you is that we will actually explore the opportunities that have actually told us, because we actually recognize the place of, the intersection between industry and academia, what we normally call the town and ground connection. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Like top level, I want to connect. I brought your idea, I brought everything. We want changing the
Yes, the next section we're going to.
Yeah,
the next presentation we're going to have is from Dominion Blockchain. And the presenter will be Musa Jare. Please, let's hand up upward as a thumbs up.
Musa, you can let me share, or we can see the screen already. If you want to share, I know you're not a teacher. Maybe you can reduce the lights so that they can see the screen.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So I was up here yesterday and giving a presentation on intro to data science or data science for beginners. Some of the feedback I got was I was a bit too technical. So today I decided to work on something that was relevant to what was being discussed throughout the day. So earlier in the event, we saw a group of journalists talking about freedom of information and verifying news reports that come out of social media and so on and so on. So what I have here is basically a Twitter data about Twitter search data about specifically NSARS, which was something that was mentioned earlier in the presentation. So this is data that like anyone can go and obtain from Twitter. All you have to do is tell Twitter like, give me access to your API, and it will just ask you what you use it for. And anyone can use it from enthusiast, academics to professional. So this is a sample of the data set that you get from Twitter. So you get stuff like user ID, whether the account is verified or not, username, the dates the account is created, number of followers the user has. You can get stuff like user location, but this is mostly like filtered by the user, so there might be a lot of inconsistencies in that. So stuff like entities, so did the person mention any other Twitter user, or did he mention any company around the world? And then the text, which is basically the actual tweets, and then some like statistics about the likes and the retweets that particular tweet got. So as I said yesterday, one of the first major steps when you have data is to clean the data. So for instance, here we can see that this entity column is not really readable, or you can't really discern much information from it. So over here, all I did was just extract the information that's basically embedded in that column. So which is the hashtags and the mentioned user. So the mentioned user is like another Twitter user that tweet is mentioning. So what's an easy analysis we can do on this data set? Well, one of the first things I thought of was, okay, let's look at the difference between the verified accounts that tweet and the non-verified accounts. Now we can see that the distribution here is highly unequal, like towards the to the non-verified accounts. So as since the number of verified accounts are not that much, so we took a look at some of what those verified accounts are tweeting. So some of the like retweets, we have not heard Lies Mohammed speak about the panel report, as he's always quickest to attack critics, just like he did. Username G traffic. He mentioned CNN, Matthew, and stuff like that. So this gives you some of in like basic look at what the data set is, or what most people are saying, or what the verified accounts are saying about NSARS. Of course, I said the user location is not really trustworthy, but I decided to plot where most users are tweeting from. And mostly it's we have 80 tweets from Lagos, 45 tweets from Nigeria, and other like locations. You can see Ibadan, Nigeria, and people are not really willing to give out their location on Twitter. Another thing we can look at is like, okay, when did most of these tweets come in? So with what date were people tweeting most about NSARS topics? So we can see a trend line here of the number of tweets per day. And we can see a spike here around November 16th. I'm not sure why that spike is there. My guess would be it has to be like the day the Lagos panel report came out, or the anniversary of NSARS. So this is around the same thing, just plotting the number of retweets the NSARS tweets get. So you can see a similar spike around the same time, and so on. So I decided to look at some of the tweets that were coming in from around that day. See if we can discern any like pattern or information. So another analysis that we can do is to look at which users are being like are getting most like retweets or followed by from their tweets. So we can see like just out of the graph these two users, Papa Donkey and Omolum, like getting a lot of like user feedbacks of their tweets. So another thing we can look at is people who are mentioned in tweets, like people who, like whenever you have a tweet, they're mentioned in that specific tweet. We can see like Senator Beacon here. I shared it, maybe that's just a Twitter username, Mo and Reno Oladi. Those are like highly mentioned users, and all the other mentioned users don't really get much retweets. So here I just plotted like the hashtags that come along with the tweets and what the user feedback is of that. Like what's the number of retweets, what's the number of favorite they got. So most of the hashtags are around NSAS and SARS. You can see too young to run, NSAS Lai Mohammed, NSAS Waki Massacre, stuff like that. So this is just to demonstrate how there's so much data around us, and all we have to do is take the initiative to get that data and like look at it and use some creativity to analyze that data, and I'm sure we'll all be able to extract information that is valuable to us. You can zoom in. Okay. So another something else someone can do is maybe take the tweets and do sentiment analysis to see what's the what sentiment people have around those tweets and how they correlate with the statistics you get from Twitter around like retweets and favorites. So this is just to give an example of how data is all around us, and we can just, once we take the initiative to look at the data, analyze it, we can extract so much from it. And this is really something that's used by a lot of like maybe financial industries to make investments. So some companies, they analyze like what the general public opinion is on Twitter around the company. So you want to invest in company X. What do people think of the products of company X on Twitter and stuff like that. So this sort of analysis is quite straightforward aside from the technical aspects of it. So I want to encourage the audience that data science might look like an intimidating field, or like people mentioned, as I was saying yesterday, that I was overly technical and I lost most of the audience. So besides the technical parts, there are actually tools that help you analyze data quite easily. Some of them, like I can say, R is one that's easy to learn for most users. Python is actually also a very powerful tool, and most people are learning it and using it for data analysis. Yes, there's quite a bit of programming that you need to understand before you get into it, but I'm sure once you get into it, you would enjoy it and you will find it very helpful. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you, everyone. Any questions?
So if I ask this question, how can I start my journey into data science?
So
I'm not a tech.
So one key thing that I've mentioned in during both my talks is creativity and curiosity. So you just have to be curious of what does the data say about what I'm analyzing, or what information can I gain from that data. So you don't have to be a programmer or a statistician to be able to analyze data. So we have tools like Power BI, Tableau. People can easily obtain data and ingest it into Tableau, Power BI, and be able to visualize it, extract patterns and details. And there are many more tools that automate the process of data analysis and data science.
Yeah, I teach big data and business intelligence for master's students.
Yeah.
And when I observe the students in my class, they're not too technical, even though they're not computer scientists. So I push them towards the Tableau journey. So we use tablets.
Okay.
We have institutional license. If colleagues are interested in taking up Tableau as a tool for their data science, it would be nice. And I was privileged to work in the project where about 70 healthcare professionals at the top level, fund is trying to expose them into analyzing big data for business. And this type of data include immunization data, child birth data. So you can share the website of Tableau, and they have a lot of videos as well where colleagues can go through their program. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah, so the president was saying, yes, so I think data analysis and data science are incredibly useful tools that everyone should have in their skill set. And you don't have to be a technical person to be able to obtain data and analyze it and have a creative approach of extracting information from that data. So one of the tools that can easily help a beginner get into data analysis and data science is Tableau. So Tableau is like a business intelligence software that allows users to visualize data easily without having to have any sort of coding or programming skills. So
you can also announce that we have the institutional license.
okay, yeah, here at Base we have an institutional license where I'm sure it's on most of the computers we have here.
Yeah, beyond computers, if staff are interested in installing Tableau in their computer, I can be happy to share the license because I applied to Tableau last semester and they gave me the license for 250 colleagues and students that can.
So please, this is an incredible opportunity. So most of us that are hearing this, please take advantage of this. So there's a institutional license we have here at Base. So anyone can take advantage of this and start on the data science and data analysis journey.
You can also, in their website, you can show them the COVID-19 data API. They have something around COVID-19 where if you go by dashboard, yes, yeah, there is you have to look at it. Yeah, they have a lot of.
So you can see many examples of great dashboards and analysis here. And trying to look for the COVID-19 one specifically. And there are many other tools. So another tool I would like to recommend is
take a bit of time and show you two case studies.
Okay.
The case study in Tableau website, like the super sample store. You know, this is amazing. I use this for teaching my students. Maybe
so not only for like personal use. So this is actually like a skill that a lot of is highly coveted in the industry. The ability to be able to visualize data or analyze it and clean it. And Tableau skill is something that is in demand in the industry. So
you can also go to the, this is descriptive, they have the descriptive, they have the
annotations.
Yeah.
It's just taking some time to load.
Yeah. It's an amazing software.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I've been running free workshops almost every day. They have also video on demand. Colleagues can just register and you are there.
So please, all of us are able to take advantage of the license we have here. Please do. I'm sure you will find many benefits in it.
And also the SPSS. We have the SPSS institutional license.
So the other tool that Dr. Islam mentioned is SPSS. So it's another tool that there's a license for here at base. So please do take advantage of all these opportunities.
Now, let me make an announcement. I think tomorrow or next tomorrow from our schedule, we'll be having somebody from IBM, John Matoko, is a colleague. We invited him, I think in 2017, he came to base from Kenya. He's in charge of the IBM Digital Nation Africa. And particularly what they do is trying to scale up capacity around data science, AI, machine learning, and IoT. I mean, if you are with your mobile phone now, you can just go to the Apple Store or Google Store, and you can download IBM Digital Nation Africa. And they have, I think, almost 70 trainings on demand. And it's training that you can go, and if you pass all the assessments at your free time, you can have a badge that you can share your profile in Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. And the IBM guys are coming tomorrow or next tomorrow to talk about around how we can build a project within their own ecosystem. And just to share with you, as of last year, we have about $100,000 IBM cloud credits, which we can just take up and build our applications and systems. As W said, there is tools that you don't even need to be a technical guy to build your own model and to build your own solution. And as he showed earlier, there is things around healthcare, agriculture, commerce, marketing, psychology, and sociology. So it would be nice if police can leverage on this. And also to share this around data science, We are working with Oracle. They are also coming to talk to us on tomorrow. I think from 9:30, Oracle will have their presentation. And Gate University, if I can remember, we are the first Oracle Academy in West Africa. And we have this running for the last, I think, 7 years. Unfortunately, the activities from the academy is not really engaging, is not active. And recently we had a good engagement with the head of the Department of Computer Science, which he promised to scale it up. And I can tell you, almost 200 students from Bates University have gotten IBM and then have gotten Oracle certification. And you don't even need to go to any Oracle training academy. You can have the training done here. What we did earlier with Oracle is we map our curriculum. We look at our curriculum and we look at the curriculum and we come up with a kind of a bridge curriculum where all the two parties are happy. So if you go through our examination process and all the other assessments and you got a pass at a C grade, you can easily have the IBM certification attached to your degree beyond just getting degree from best. So we have a lot of ecosystem which I believe colleagues can easily leverage on. And just to build on what Professor James said earlier, the era of investing in heavy capital-intensive research and development infrastructure is no longer needed anymore. And we all know without AI and big data, we can't get COVID-19 vaccine. But because of these two technologies, scientists in Cambridge and other parts of the world are able to put up COVID-19 vaccine, and we leverage on AI and big data to run various tests and models around vaccine efficiency and efficacy. And that's why the majority of us are vaccinated and a lot of work is ongoing. So please, whatever we are doing, it would be nice if you can leverage on this platform. And I can share a story. I know somebody who is working around Hausa. He's a professor from one of the Nigerian university. He got a grant from one of the university from the UK, and he's trying to build a lot of model where further Hausa teaching and learning will build on from the funding and the work he's taking. So please feel free and get involved. And these organizations are very generous. Oracle, IBM, SPSS, and so on and so on, they're very generous. Here at Base, I've been taking to our law students, and we have exposed them to IBM Watson. You know, it would be nice also if you can share what IBM Watson is doing. And we can take it up from there, and we hope this engagement will give us something that we can say we have pushed something forward beyond just 30. Thank you. David, show them the last two. That's it. You have closed your laptop.
I have network isn't bad. This isn't so good.
Yeah, Tableau is also a very nice tool.
So another platform I would like to invite people to go look at is Tableau. So Tableau is a platform where a lot of companies host data science competition, like this paid competition, like you can see TensorFlow had project paid by Arif with a prize money of $150,000. So don't be intimidated. Like you can, even a beginner can go and start doing this. You also have like learning aspect of it. So we can see some competitions here that they say the price you get is knowledge. So just so yesterday I started to show something around digital recognition in MNIST. So this is something that's also here. So please go on this platform and please explore. And I'm sure you will get so many benefits and skills that you can use in your everyday. So Dr. Ismail also mentioned IBM Watson. So IBM is like doing a lot of work around.
You can share the video of IBM Watson. That is a video I know they have on YouTube.
So we can see like Watson is more of a application that's built in with industry, and you can feed your data into it, and it will help you extract all the valuable insights that would give value to your business. So we can see some of the use cases: risk compliance, financial operation, advertising, business automation, healthcare, video streaming and hosting. Sorry, this screen share isn't very good. The network is. So please, if you want to start on your data science and data analysis journey, these are all great tools and platforms. You can easily get one. Thank you, everyone.